to emphasize one particular part of the passage of Scripture this morning, and it's Matthew 9, beginning with verse 35. And it says, "Then Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues and proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, and curing every disease and sickness. And when he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them, because they were harassed and helpless like sheep before a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, 'The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore ask the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into the harvest.'" From there we find he calls his 12 disciples and commissions them and sends them out. But what I'd like to share with you this morning is this. Our grandson, Ethan, really enjoys putting Lego sets together. Do any of your children or grandchildren enjoy Lego sets? I don't know. I see several hands going up. Ethan enjoys Lego. And he becomes so absorbed in the task of putting these sets together that he shuts out everything around him. His tongue will stick out of the corner of his mouth like this, you know. He's so concentrating so hard on what he's doing, and you can talk to him, and you can ask him questions, and he doesn't respond. He is so absorbed in what he's doing that he seems to slip into his own private little world. You know what? We all stick out our tongues and try to shut the world out. Almost every day. Shutting down personal doors, closing our accessibility, all that is a survival tactic, and we've all learned it over the years. The first time a destitute street person approaches you and asks for money, we're moved to their plight, and we reach into our pockets, and we may even give a second or a third homeless person. But by the time the fourth or fifth appeals for a handout, many of us have had it. Our defenses go up. Our tongue goes out. And whether we know it or not, our whole body plainly communicates. Stay away. Stay away from me. And we protect ourselves from feeling overwhelmed by the cause and feeling insufficient to secure to cure the problems. Well, I'd like to ask you a question this morning. And the question is this. Have you stuck out your tongue at God? Are we so completely absorbed with success, with completing all the annoying, demanding, time-consuming tasks that abound in life, that we can't be bothered with the insistent call or sound of God's voice? You know, we hear this morning, the harvest is bigger, the Common English Bible says. The harvest is bigger than you imagine, but there are few workers. I'd like you to hear this morning, instead of the word workers, disciples. And so we would hear it this way: the size of the harvest is bigger than you imagine, but there are few disciples. So where do disciples come from? Well, the list in today's gospel gives the names, but not a lot of details about the 12 that Jesus called. We know that 4 of them were fishermen. One of the disciples was a tax collector, and one was even Jesus' betrayer. But despite their background, character, or their profession, Jesus called them. He found ways to use their strengths, the weaknesses, the foibles, and the frustrations of each of his first disciples, and he made them into his first authorized representatives on earth. Now it's the church's responsibility to prepare men and women for discipleship. Each and every congregation should be and must be a disciple-making church. And creating disciples means opening Christians up to the possibility that the power of Christ can work through them with transforming power. Our bishop sent out a letter to the congregations of the West Virginia Annual Conference recently. It's an epiphany letter. I think it came out the 5th of January. There's a full copy of it on the board if anyone would like to read it. Nicole, in the Open Door Forum, referenced that letter for folks who are a member of that group. But I'd like to share just a portion of the letter with you this morning. She writes, the 2017 West Virginia Annual Conference will expand the vision of 2,400 new persons in Christ. We will still have a goal of 2,400 professions of faith and expanded the vision to include 2,400 plus new persons engaged in intentional discipleship, learning, and growth process. As United Methodists, we believe that the goal is not just to reach people with the gospel of Jesus, but to help them grow in Christ-like holiness. The salvation experience of becoming new in Christ is the beginning of the race of faith, she says, and not the finish line. And Paul talked about that when he said that, not that I have already obtained this or have already reached the goal, but I press on to make it my own because Christ Jesus made me his own. I press toward the goal for the prize of the heavenly call in Christ Jesus. She talks about a variety of ways that we can encourage those new in Christ, and even ourselves, a variety of ways we can grow in discipleship. And she mentions mentoring relationships, huddles, covenant and accountability groups, small groups that simply connect people who are living in the everyday life and seek to connect with others, who are seeking Christ in the midst of the reality in which they live, mission and ministry teams, Bible studies, support groups, affinity groups, so on and so forth. And then later on she says, when we step out of the sanctuary, we've entered the place where God is sending us to make a difference, to share the gospel of love and to help our neighbors, to discover and experience and grow in the knowledge and the love of Jesus Christ. I think it's particularly important that we need to begin connecting with people living in the everyday life. And we can be disciples in our everyday lives. And I have a way of showing you how to do it. And I'm going to talk to the National Church Development team this evening about it, because I know that they're busy with jobs and children, grandchildren, family obligations, and all kinds of things. But we don't think we have time to be disciples, but we do. We can do it in our everyday, each and every one of us can do it in our everyday lives. So you'll be hearing more about that. But I was wondering, after I read the bishop's letter and remembering my early times when I was young in the faith, how often does someone on fire for the gospel end up with a list of achievements that read like this: organized a bake sale, chaired the finance committee, sang in the choir, assisted in worship, or ushered the worship service? You know, as important, folks, and I don't want to diminish the importance of this, as important as these works are, and they are important, they do not make up the essence of what the disciple is empowered to do. Jesus didn't give his disciples simple, safe tasks when he commissioned them into ministry. His raw recruits, still smelling of fish and suspicion, were called to cure the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the leper, and cast out demons. How would Any of you like to be handed that as a list of things to do by your pastor? How many of you would volunteer for discipleship if you realized those were the expectations? What this list of unbelievable tasks suggests to us is that we cannot be disciples on our own. We do not empower ourselves. We don't empower ourselves through education or good works or high moral standards or even through prayer to become disciples of the gospel. The only one who can provide the power to carry out these daunting tasks is Jesus. Only Jesus can breathe life, the life of His Spirit, into a new generation of disciples. So how do we find that power? The bishop kind of suggests through mentoring groups and huddles and covenant and accountability groups and small groups to simply connect people who are living the everyday life. And then also in mission and ministry teams, we encounter Jesus and a deeper relationship with Jesus through groups, ministries, and teams like that. So much to harvest. So few laborers. So few willing to minister to the poor and the oppressed. So many, folks, so many who are willing to stand in front of cameras and microphones and make videos and write how-to books and music invoking the name of Jesus. But so few willing to embrace His values and follow in His footsteps. So many talking the talk, but not willing to walk the walk for the sake of shalom. So many talking about prosperity. So few willing to struggle for the sake of our brothers and sisters who are hungry, ill, suffering from discrimination and violence. Yes, there are so few workers. I encountered this saying this week that's attributed to Buddha. Man, what can Buddha in a Christian church? Hear the words. However many holy words you read, here or in your books, that you might, how-to books to be a Christian you might purchase or whatever. However many holy words you read, however many holy words you speak, what good will they do if you don't act upon them? Finally, I would share this with you. Going into the harvest, folks, isn't about making cookie-cutter Christians. Christians who all look alike. You got to believe the way I do, and you got to dress the way I do, and you got to do all the same things I do. It isn't about making cookie-cutter Christians. Going into the harvest is not about bringing people into the church. It's about the church going into the world. Going into the harvest isn't about changing people. It's about engaging people. I want you to hear that. Going into the harvest is not about changing people. It's about engaging people right where they're at. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. May our actions reinforce our holy workers. May it be so for